Okay, guest number 3 in the studio tonight, the Mespy winners for 3A Girls Volleyball Team of the Year. We are joined once again by Coach Brooke Kloess from Mascoutah High School. Good to see you, Coach.
Thanks for having us.
And you have brought with you Kenzie Reese, the freshman sensation from Mascoutah High School. Welcome to the show, Kenzie.
Thank you.
And Grace Mack, one of your senior leaders on the team this year. And those are 2 of the 17 people you brought with you tonight into the studio.
Yes.
You got your husband with you, who is also one of your assistant coaches, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, and what's husband's name? Does he have a name?
Dan.
Dan.
Yes.
Good to see you, Dan. And you've got 3 beautiful children in the studio with you also. What are their names?
We have Bristol, Kendall, and Kylie.
Girls playing volleyball already?
Yep, they are.
Okay.
They go to their rookie clinics, and we started a 9U team this year at Blue Steel.
All right. We'll get to those little girls later. First, let's talk about the high school girls. Congratulations. Outstanding season. 32-8, 11-0 in the conference, a perfect conference season. Did the season live up to all the expectations you had for it, Coach, going into it?
Yes, obviously the ceiling was very high, and this was my first year at Mascoutah High School. I made the move over from Freeburg, and it was a very bittersweet thing. It was a tough decision, and we actually ended our season the previous year with a loss against Mascoutah, and I knew the talent that they had going into the new transition, and I was very excited for what was to come, and I knew that there were very high expectations and that they were going to be able to make some noise this past season.
What role did Scott Battis play in getting you to come over to Mascoutah?
Well, I know that I want to be a part of a program that is elite, a program that has a very supportive athletic director and is always willing to do anything they can to help our programs and use the resources that we have. And I've known Scott for quite a while, and I knew under his leadership that it was going to be a good move for me as a coach.
Okay. Let's talk to the ladies. Regular season, what will you remember from this past season?
What do I remember? I know that every conference game we would have like some rituals in the locker room, and we just made it really fun. I don't want to say we were cocky, but we were confident that we were going to go undefeated in conference, and we worked together really well and made it happen.
What were the rituals? Did you kill animals or anything?
No,
drink
nothing
animals'
like that.
blood? What did you
Just
do?
some dance parties in the locker room and on the bus, like on our way towards away games. Do you
Dance
remember any?
parties. Love it.
Yeah, we sang a lot of songs and stuff.
And we would do like visualizations right before we would go out. Sometimes we would turn off the lights, sometimes we wouldn't. We would just sit in silence and think about what our jobs were and how we were going to execute them.
Who led those visualizations?
They were self-led. You kind of went off on your own a little bit for a couple minutes, and then after we would continue to sing and dance.
Sing and dance, visualize, sing and dance.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a seriously awesome pre-game routine. Was that your idea? The visualization?
No, they actually did that on their own. I'm very big on mindset, and we had this thing called Mascoutah Mindset that we got together every week to talk about different topics. But they were very good leaders on their own, and they knew what they had to do to get focused and locked in the games. And the senior leadership, I said, did a phenomenal job to make sure they were doing different things to prepare themselves. And I love teams that you don't have to hold their hand through everything, and they kind of take charge and take accountability for their own success, and that's exactly what they did.
As a freshman, were your dance moves up to par?
Yeah, they made me feel really welcome, and I was never afraid to show myself and go out there and be myself.
Very good. And so you came in ready you called her a 6 rotation player.
Correct.
You called the freshman Kenzie Reese a 6 rotation player. So as a freshman, you came in ready to contribute on the varsity level. So volleyball has been an important part of your life for a long time.
Yeah, I've been playing since I've been in 3rd grade. I started at Mascoutah playing, and then I moved to Blue Steel with Coach Kloess, and it's just been an amazing experience.
Okay, so Blue Steel is an important part in the development of the players for Muscuda High School is what I'm hearing.
Correct. I mean, obviously, anytime you do anything more, you're going to be more successful at it. It's not a requirement by any means to come to Blue Steel whenever you play for Muscuda High School. I actually wasn't even at Muscuda yet whenever I was coaching Kinsey at Blue Steel. I was at Freeburg, and she was one of my girls while on my Blue Steel team. So then I made the transition over to Muscuda, and then I ended up having her in both school and club.
Knowing you went to Muscuda knowing that you were going to coach her.
Correct.
Which is, as a coach, if you know these kids and you know how good they are and how good their attitudes are,
And that was the biggest thing coming into Muscuda. It wasn't, in my opinion, a huge change for everybody because I already knew most of the girls from Blue Steel or other teams that they were on. And I didn't have to take a ton of time like getting to know names and everything. I knew pretty much how they were as players and people, and that made things a lot easier.
Okay. So other than pregame dance parties and visualizing in the locker room before we go out to play, how about some in-game moments that you'll remember from this year? What will you remember on court from this year? Not as fun as dance parties, but Grace.
Every pregame we would also pray. Like we would shake hands and then do a prayer. And then I remember Lana and I would usually lead it, but when anybody would lead it, it would be really just lock you in a mind of gratitude for your teammates and stuff. And then in-game moments, I mainly remember our celebrations because we got really rowdy as we got more comfortable with each other. My sister and I would do the worm when we got an ace, and we got a lot of aces thanks to Kinsey, so we got to do that a lot.
So you're throwing your body on the ground and doing the worm for an ace?
Yeah.
Wow.
Every time.
And another cool part about it that she just mentioned, her sister, both of these girls had sisters on the varsity squad with them. So Kinsey's sister, Cameron, she contributed well for us as a senior defensively. And then Chloe she's a sophomore, and she dressed varsity for us and gave us good practice reps and brought energy on the bench always. So it was a cool experience for them to have their sisters a part of the season with them.
As I look at your season, it looks to me like we talked about off mic before we started, you started off the year 1-2, okay? But then you get hot at the end and you rattle off 10 in a row toward the end. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of the mark of a good team is that they get better throughout the season. Is that the way you felt about this season? Did these girls improve throughout dramatically?
Yes, that's always the goal. I say we have to build. We're never going to be perfect, but we have to continue to make steps forward and make sure every day we're together, we're getting better together. And obviously at the beginning, it was them getting used to me as a coach, me getting to know them better and how each player needs to be coached. And I felt like as we figured each other out, got more comfortable with each other, it only grew from there.
Figuring you out as a coach. What does that mean? How are you as a coach?
I don't know, girls. How am I?
She's
great. Let's ask the girls. How would you describe her?
Perfect. Amazing. Nothing wrong with her ever.
Wow. How about that?
Kinsey, what about you?
She's not afraid to get on us whenever we make our mistakes, but she's always there to push us through our hard times and make sure we get better.
The expectation is high, and I always say the standard is up here and I am never going to lower it. You need to climb to meet it. I would like to say that I'm a balance of hard and tough love, but they know hopefully that it's coming from a good place because I know their potential. I know what they're capable of, and it's my job to pull it out.
Awesome. I got 3 sponsors I've got to thank, and then I've got about 100 more questions for you. Big thanks to partner Cassens, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, the #1 place to purchase a vehicle in the Metro East. If you're in the market for a new or a pre-owned car, check out Cassens inventory in person, where they've been for 28 years, or online at Cassens.com. Cassens has earned the highest ratings for customer service. Their expert staff is committed to making your car buying experience enjoyable, including convenient on-site financing. I've purchased 5 vehicles there, including that brand new Jeep Gladiator out there. You see that? That's mine.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yep, thanks. I bought it there. I bought it at Cassens. And I will not purchase a vehicle anyplace else. Cassens is the clear-cut leader for quality, service, and customer satisfaction. Go see Steve, Cliff, Holly, Greg, Bob, Mike, or Evan today. And, Coach, I'm going to tell you how you can get $500 for your program so easily. Andy Calloway of Calloway Home Loans saves me money every month now, and it'll save my family thousands in the long run. How? He refinanced my existing mortgage, and he can do the same for you. Rates are all over the place, and you need to take advantage of an easy, fast, and affordable way to refinance. They do conventional FHA and VA loans. And ask for the Metro East Sports Podcast special. If you refi with Andy, he will donate $500 to the Metro East high school or junior high team of your choice. He'll give $500 to the Mascoutah girls volleyball team. Would you like that, Coach?
Yeah, we would take that.
Terms and conditions apply. Call Andy today at 618-830-3332. Save money and support your favorite team in the Metro East. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Metro East on the Illinois or the Missouri side, please give our partners at Keller Williams Marquis, Jeb and Ginger Blasingame, the chance to serve you. They have offices in O'Fallon and Edwardsville with more than 165 agents. The Blasingames are a family-owned business that has helped over 11,000 families find just the right home. The Lipes are one of those families. Jeb and Ginger sold our house quickly because they're experts at staging and pricing, and they helped us find the perfect home, and they can do the same for you. No wonder they've been ranked in the top 10 real estate teams in North America. Give Jeb and Ginger Blasingame a call at 618-578-9276 or check them out online at blasinggamegroup.com. You will not be disappointed. Okay, Grace, you're done as an Indian at Mascoutah High School. No more volleyball for you. What are your plans for next year?
I will be attending South Dakota Mines and playing volleyball.
Good for you. Congratulations. And what are you going to study there? Sounds like an engineering school.
Yeah, chemical engineering.
Wow, smart kid, huh?
Very smart.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And where do you play on the court? Are you an outside hitter, middle? What do you do?
I switch between middle and right side depending on what my team needs.
Okay, and describe your game.
I like to maybe not intimidate the other team, but I like to be very vocal and kind of in their face. Like, my teammates call me obnoxious, but I just have fun with it.
She has a very strong court presence. Like, you know if Grace is in the game. And she's very vocal, like she said, which is amazing.
Everybody's pretty vocal in volleyball. I've noticed that teams celebrate after every point, and my favorite is when they celebrate after the other team calls a timeout.
Yes.
They called a timeout.
And they're cheering because they know that, all right, the momentum's on our side, and they're trying to take it from us, and it's something to celebrate. Always something to celebrate.
Okay. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, we have a freshman here. You have 3 more years to look forward to. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to see my teammates grow with me and all my freshman friends that are really good, and I'm excited to see what Coach Brooke has for us and how we're going to grow together.
And your program is going through some big changes. There's a lot of changes going on locally that is going to affect thousands of athletes. And that is, of course, conference realignment. I had Mr. Battis, Scott Battis, on the show 2 weeks ago, and we talked about conference realignment. And you and I spoke for a moment off mic. What are your personal thoughts about conference realignment?
I'm beyond excited for it. Since we are moving to the Southwestern Conference, it is very high-level competition, and I want that. I strive for that. I want to play the best teams, the best programs, because that's what makes us better. I don't want to ever shy away from competition, and in order to be the best, you have to beat the best. So that's what I want to compete against.
And who are some of those teams in the Southwestern Conference that you know are going to provide great competition on a consistent basis? Yeah,
all the programs are traditionally strong. Edwardsville, O'Fallon, West has had some great seasons these past couple of years, being able to play East as well. So those programs, like I said, I'm looking forward to the competition level.
Yeah, what I've noticed the last couple of years, it seems like one of those teams is dominant during the regular season, and then West
last year
came out of nowhere and really had a fantastic playoff run. So it seems like a very deep conference. I'm not a volleyball coach, but It seems like a lot of people on any given night can bring a high level of volleyball.
Correct. And we know a lot of those kids again from club and being at Blue Steel and playing them there. So you see those kids kind of dissipate back to their own schools and the high level players and them getting to compete and battle it out on the school court together.
Do you coach any boys at Blue Steel?
I do not do the boys side, especially like I said, with having 3 little girls. I've just done everything on the girls side. So I'm the girls director, and then Coach Melissa Massey, she's the boys director, and she has boys. She has a girl too that she coaches, but she coaches and handles everything on the boys side.
Had Melissa on the show, so I think it was her family that actually started Blue Steel, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, very good. So you are the girls director for Blue Steel?
Yes.
Okay. And how many teams do we have?
So Dan and I, like I said, I'm the director. He's the associate director. We have 50 teams right now, and we're actually getting ready to do a spring tryout, and we'll probably add about 30 more. So we'll be probably having about 80 teams going on at once that we'll be managing and taking care of.
I'm trying to remember. Is Jack Grimm involved?
Jack, yeah. So Jack is actually one of my assistants at Mascoutah.
Okay, that's
and
what I thought.
He also is one of our coaches at Blue Steel.
We just had Jack on the show for a volleyball preview.
For his Maryville
Yes,
Christian.
He and the doctor coach from Granite City, tell me his name.
Justin Warren.
Yes.
He's one of the Blue Steel coaches on the
Yes.
boys' side as well.
Awesome. So I'm getting to know more people in the volleyball community. All right, I'm super stoked about it. What do you love about volleyball?
I love like the atmosphere and like my teammates. Like they just make it so much more fun for me. And my coach, like she always is cheering me on and making sure I do better. And I just love the sport in general.
How about you? You're going to keep playing. You're committed for 4 more years.
Yeah, I like that it's just so easy to move on. Like, it's a game of mistakes, but it's that much, like, it's easy to make mistakes, but it's that much easier to bounce back. And, like, even when we celebrate after every, like, point we win, we also come together and, like, reset after a point that we lost. And it's just easy to, like, know that you're not playing just for yourself. You're playing for your teammates.
I love it. You spend a lot of time with your husband. You live with them.
Yeah.
You got these 3 awesome kids together, and then you guys coach together.
Yeah, we coach this year. We have 8 teams between volleyball, soccer, basketball, and softball.
And he's the assistant coach, like for the girls team, right?
Yeah, so he's my assistant in every sport that we coach together in every team, and then the associate, so like an assistant director. So I'm the head director at Blue Steel, and he's the associate director. He does a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. He's my spreadsheet guy. He organizes. He's actually more organized than I am. I just do a lot of the communication and management, but he does a lot of the organization behind the scenes.
What's it like coaching with your husband?
I can be honest and blunt and not have to tiptoe around anything, and we can both say what's on our mind honestly and not have to hold a grudge or get mad at each other, and we just move on.
Dan, what's it like coaching with your wife?
It's good. Like you said, we can say what we want.
Okay.
We don't hold grudges.
Very good.
She'll yell at me, I'll yell at her. And
But we both want what's best for each other in the programs, so we're very supportive of each other.
What's it like playing for the husband-wife team of the Kloesses?
It's really fun. Like, I see them sometimes not like agree with things, but then like the next second, like they're back together and like cheering us on together.
And how about these 3 little kids? Are they at all the games? Is it fun to have them?
Yeah, it is. They really cheer us up, and like they're really fun to be around, and they're always smiling.
And doing cartwheels during timeouts and coming into the huddles and
Coming into the huddles. Do you love going to the volleyball games? Do you want to play volleyball for mom and dad one day? That one says no. She wants to come play tennis. All right. Coach, congratulations on all the success again this year. Continuing to build your name in the area as one of the leading young volleyball coaches. Along with your husband, you guys are a good team. I sense the positive dynamic. Good luck to you. Next year, any shout-outs before you hit the road here?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. How about you? Any shout-outs to your favorite teacher for tomorrow morning?
Coach Kloess.
There you go.
My weight coach.
I'm also their teacher.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So what are you teaching?
So I'm a strength and speed coach teacher at Mascoutah High School.
Working with Frank Campbell?
Yes. Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So does every varsity athlete have strength and speed training for PE?
For the most part. I'm sure there's exceptions, but we have about 500 kids in our program, so there might be a few exceptions, but for the most part, almost all the athletes are in our strength and speed program. Yes.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you making the trip from Mascoutah, guys. Nice to meet all of you. I appreciate you all coming, and good luck next year. And I can't wait to see you in the conference, and not next year, but the year after.
Correct. Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
Okay. All right, thank you all for listening to the Metro East Sports Podcast, presented by Little Caesars Pizza. And big thanks to guests Bill Roseberry, Steve Porter, Brian Scobie, Brooke Kloess, Grace Mack, and Kinsey Reese. And for partners, Cassens, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Callaway Home Loans, Keller Williams Marquee, the Blasting Game Group, Integrity Spine and Joint Center, Front Office, Fiduciary Network, Oakbrook Golf Club, Viviano Heating and Air Conditioning, Played Against Sports Edwardsville, and Snap Mobile. And for associate producer Kayla Kohlberg and Luke Slemmer, thank you all for listening to the Metro East Sports Podcast, talking all things sports in the Metro East.